No Painter. In this video, we got a front door with some side lights right here, and this front door, the finish on it is actually completely worn off. There's not much left to it, and the stain is bleached out in some areas, and we got some checking down on the bottom. And we're going to show you the process of refinishing this front door, and then we're going to actually glaze it with a Sherwin Williams glaze, and then top coat it with a Helmsman water-based urethane. So this process of refinishing it, we're going to start off by sanding it, lacquering it, glazing it, and then finishing it with a water-based Helmsman clear spar urethane. So stay tuned as we turn this ugly looking door into a really cool looking door. So to start this process off of refinishing this door, I'm just going to be starting off with a sanding sponge, a medium sanding sponge. Begin sanding this door right now. Are you ready, Johnny? Johnny Appleseed? Has anybody ever called you that?
All the time.
There's a weather strip down here we're going to be removing from this door. Also, we don't like to remove the doorknobs. This is a really old one, so the chances of it not going back together are pretty good, but when we're actually glazing and staining the door, you're going to have to remove it. We got most of this door sanded now. We actually started masking the glass. We use frog tape on the glass because we don't want the glaze actually bleeding through on the glass. I'm gonna begin. Just got myself a spray can of clear lacquer, and this is a satin lacquer that we're gonna be spraying on this door, and that's the base coat. You got to use a lacquer because the glaze will not stain over and discolor like it's supposed to over a water-based product. You got to use a lacquer. You can't use an oil-based product or a water-based product. It has to be lacquer. So we're almost getting ready here. We're going to stain it and then we're going to lacquer it. So I'm just going to dust this door off really good. So we have decided to actually stain this door prior to actually lacquering it. So we're using a Sherwood BAC wiping stain. And we like these stains because they actually dry and you can clear coat them within 30 minutes to an hour. So they're top coatable extremely quickly. We got John, he's actually masking around this door because we got the side lights we got to work with too. We can't just remove the door and just do the door by itself because we got the side lights we got to deal with. So we're just going to do it all up right here. I don't want to get any of this stain on me, so I'm going to be using just some throwaway rubber gloves here. It's a oil-based stain, so I don't want to get it on my hands. we're just working right along staining this door. And we did stain this, we decided to stain this door because there's too much exposed wood and it would just come out too blotchy, and we didn't want it to look too antiqued and too old, but this is the type of look we're looking for. We just decided to go ahead and stain it. It's just going to give us a better look. Yeah, door's all stained now, and the stain's been about 30 minutes to an hour now. We're going to start lacquering it with our spray lacquer. It's a good idea if you're doing this to use a mask, but in order to work and explain the video, I'm not using one. This lacquer is going to dry extremely fast, and then we're going to go back over it and lightly sand it again. So this step is extremely important when you're glazing a door and using a Sherwood glaze, and which is a glaze is actually different than a stain or a gel stain. To achieve the look, you've got to use a lacquer as your base coat. Once we're done spraying this lacquer, we're going to give it probably about a half hour to dry. Then we're going to sand it with a fine sanding sponge.